Welcome to the part 2 of the What If James Potter Wasn't Killed by Voldemort and Survives. We have James Potter and Sirius running down Peter Pettigrew. Pettigrew escapes once again. And we have James and Sirius raising Harry instead of Harry moving with this nasty Dursleys. He is raised by his godfather and his father. Then we have book 1 where Harry defeats Voldemort for a second time against the Sorcerer's Stone. Very similar to the original story. However, this time he has his father still alive. Still makes friends with Ron and Hermione, but this time, instead of going back to spend the summer with the Dursleys, he gets to spend the summer with his father and his godfather and his friend Ron. He actually gets to go hang out with Ron for a weekend or here and there and have a great time. So without further ado, let's jump right into it and see what happens in Harry's second year, if his father was still alive. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. What if? Yeah, you get the gist. Hit that button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get into today's video. So, Chamber of Secrets. We start off Harry spending a few weeks at the Weasley's household at the end of the summer, and his dad saying, "I'll meet you in Diagon Alley. We'll get you school things and then get you on the train and everything like that. But for now, hang out with your friend." So, the Weasleys and Harry use the Food Powder Network to go to Diagon Alley, and Harry doesn't go to Madame Malcolm because he knows about the Wizarding World. He's used food powder before and doesn't make the mistake of saying diagonally, where in the movie he says diagonally instead of diagonally, where in the books it's more of and he just kind of coughs and just messes up. Okay, now they meet up with James in the Diagon Alley. The Potter family and the Granger family and the Weasley family all kind of hang out around Diagon Alley, getting school things, this and that. But Harry doesn't recognize the hand of glory, the necklace, or anything else because he wasn't in Borgin and Burke's. Instead, they go to Forest and Blotts to get their books and again see Professor, well, at this point, Gilderoy Lockhart signing autographs because Dumbledore still hires him, and some people like to think this is part of Dumbledore's plan. He hires Lockhart to show Harry about being famous and how not to let fame get to your head, because Harry's still famous. Harry's still the boy who lived, and he's grown up in the Wizarding World, so he kind of knows how to deal with it a little bit, and he's got his father to kind of show him, like, look, don't let this shit get to your head. Like, look at this guy, Gilroy. I don't think he did that crap. He's a joke. Either way, I'm trying to think. Okay, so beat up with Gilderoy Lockhart. Gilderoy Lockhart announced that he's going to be teaching at School of Hogwarts. Great. Meet up with Lucius Malfoy. Lucius Malfoy makes a sneer comment at Arthur Weasley. Arthur Weasley, Lucius Malfoy get into a tussle. Sirius is jumping in the mix. James is trying to pull him off, trying to pull Arthur off, trying to stop the fight. Sirius punching Lucius in the face. He's done it before. He can do it again. And then fight's over, things happen. But little to everybody's knowledge, Lucius slips a small black diary in Ginny Weasley's cauldron. The families go about their day. They go onto the Hogwarts train and off to school, where Ginny Weasley again opens up the Chamber of Secrets. Now, Harry, well, does Dobby still try to stop them? Huh. Okay. This is how it's going to work. Because we still need certain things to happen in order for the story to work. So, Harry, Sirius and James go back home. Harry goes with the Weasleys to the train station to go to Hogwarts. And sure enough, at some point in some time, Dobby shows up and tries to warn Harry. He's like, "What the hell, dude? I see my friends, and like, you can't stop me. What are you doing here?" He just thinks it's a practical joke, probably sent by Malfoy, whatever. But then him and Ron can't get through the barrier. And Harry not thinking, Ron not thinking, say, "Oh, we'll take the car." So they take the car, follow the train to Hogwarts, and crash into the Whomping Willow just like normal. Ron breaks, everything happens. Ginny Weasley opens the Chamber of Secrets. The whole story plays out. The only thing this time is when Harry is in the dungeon with the Lockhart, and he starts hearing the voice in the wall. He goes, Did you hear that?" And Gilderoy's like, "Hear what? Are you okay?" "Oh, look at the time. You know what? It's getting late. You're probably tired. Go on." Harry hears his voice. He's just following his voice in the wall. And that's when he finds Mrs. Norris. Right? Yeah, Mrs. Norris. And this time, because he doesn't know he can talk to snakes and all that stuff, like, he tells Hermione, "Ron, like, I was hearing a voice, dude. Like, is this okay?" Because he knows more about the Wizarding World and knows, like, this is not okay. This is not normal. Maybe I should tell them that I'm hearing voices. And they may pitch up to, like, it may be nothing. We'll keep an eye on it. Come to the Dueling Club, you have Malfoy sicking the snake on Harry, and Harry, just out of instinct, because he has that in him, like, starts to talk to the snake, and the snake turns to him and goes, "You can understand me?" And the snake nods his head. But Harry was talking to partial tongue this whole time, just out of instinct. And then the snake starts charging towards Justin Finch treachery. And Harry starts saying the same thing he said to stop it. And the snake turns back, and then that's when Snape comes in and saves the day but people still think Harry sent the snake on just eventually, and the story continues. So anything mostly plays out the same. It's just now that Harry does have the other option of talking to Sirius and James, and Ron and Hermione know or know about the Parseltongue now, and the fact that he has been hearing voices in the wall, which may prompt Hermione to learn about it sooner. Ginny Weasley still gets taken down to the Chamber of Secrets. Harry still goes down there, still pulls a sword of Gryffindor, still does everything, still saves the day, so on and so forth. Gilderoy Lockhart still loses his memory, and the story plays out very similar. And Voldemort is defeated once again. Dumbledore is given the diary and starts questioning what it is, and figures out it's a Horcrux, and possibly starts doing his thing then to try to figure out what happened and how many. Harry then goes back home to his father and his Uncle Sirius. I'm gonna call him Uncle Sirius just because it's funny. And we move on. Take a quick break. Best damn energy you ever have. 0 sugars, 0 dyes, 0 calories, full of electrolytes, amino acids, vitamins, and caffeine. 300 milligrams of caffeine to get you up, alert, focused throughout the entire day. Go to repsports.com. That's REPP sports.com. Use coupon code Johnny Hui. Save yourself 15% off. Moving on to the third year. Now, the third year is going to be pretty basic-ish. So instead of... I would love to have the concept of Lupin being the teacher and seeing Jane, seeing that and like talk. But I would also love the fact, like, if Sirius was the teacher. Like, how cool would it be if Sirius was the Defensive Dark Arts teacher and Harry just has his Uncle Sirius in his school. But I feel like Sirius would kind of jump the gun and like kill Ron's rat like immediately without like might cause some issues. Well, Lupin is a little more level-headed, a little more tamed, and you gotta have Lupin in the story. Like, we can't have the story without Lupin. So, although I'd love to see Teacher Sirius, sorry, dude, Lupin, you're the teacher. So, this year there's no Dementors though. So, what's gonna happen? Well, this is also right around the time where Barty Crouch Jr. does get taken out of prison because he is thought to be dead, and Crouch Sr. fakes his death with the polyjuice potion of his wife and all that stuff, and swaps his son and brings his son home and has his son under the Imperious Curse to basically control his son so he doesn't go back looking for Voldemort. So Crouch is hiding his son at his house. His son does break out the Imperious Curse once in a while. We know that. And eventually, he breaks out and finds Voldemort, where he then discusses the plan to become Professor Moody the following year. So does that play a role in it? Does that require Dementors? I don't think so. Because that's definitely kept under wraps, deeply under wraps. And they don't want to say Barty Crouch Jr. is not dead, because that would cause havoc. Yeah, so the school year kind of just goes on just as normal. It is a normal school year. Nothing crazy happens. Lupin and Harry talk and says, you know, how friendly your father, this and that, your dad is great, your uncle's great, blah, 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 blah. Now, does Harry know that his father and his father, James, and Sirius are animagus? They learned about animagus this year. And Harry just has permission to go to Hogsmeade, so no need for the map. So the Weasley's twin don't give him the map. What do they? Well, let's say yes. At some point in the year, the Weasley's twins go to Harry and say, you know what, Harry, we want to give you something, just because we know you like to go out and about, you know, take down Voldemort in the Chamber of Secrets and, you know, battle three-headed dogs and all that stuff. So this would be a good tool for you since you like to do this stuff, and this stuff just kind of follows you around. So here, and they show him the map, show him how to use it. And so Harry is just holder of the map. And Lupin gets a good look at Pettigrew, or in this case Scabbers, and just wonders, can't be. So he's keeping a close eye on him. But every time Scabbers sees Lupin, he hides and scurries away into Ron's pocket to not face him, hoping that Lupin doesn't get a good look at him. Harry decides to sneak off because there's rumors afoot. There's always something going on. I can't think of something because like the series isn't trying to break the castle, so there's no reason why Harry would just go off on his own. Maybe him and Ron are just using the map, like, let's just check this thing out, like, let's use the map and just see how cool it is. And sure enough, they get caught by Lupin. Lupin recognizes the map. Well, let's say they get caught by Snape first. And the whole thing about making fun of him is just hilarious. So just keep that in. The map insults Snape by calling him Snivelous, greasy hair slime, whatever it may be, just making fun of him. And Lupin comes up and recognizes it and says, you two come with me. And he's going to say, I don't know how you two came about this. Yes, I know it's a map. I know what it does. I don't know how you came about this. However, I'm going to tell your father. And Harry's like, no. And he's like, listen, I'm going to tell your father because your father created this map. And Lupin tells him all about the Marauders, how his name is Moony, his dad's name is Prongs, Sirius's name is Padfoot, and Peter Pettigrew's name is Wormtail, and how he betrayed, you know, and obviously Sirius, Harry knows that Pettigrew's the one that betrayed and got his mother killed, and so on and so forth. So Lupin now has the map. Lupin immediately looks at it and notices, and he thinks to himself, okay, I think I saw Pettigrew in Ron's pocket, but it can't be that bad. It can't be. Pettigrew's been missing for so long. Like, there's no way he's that rat. It just doesn't make sense. So Lupin does a special spell to allow marauders to see marauders. Like, there's no other way. You know, only marauders can see the other marauders, because if that were the case, then the twins would have seen a Peter Pettigrew with their brother this whole time. And yeah, so marauders can only see marauders. I mean, only marauders can see the other marauders on the map, or some kind of unlocking spell that he had to do, whatever it may be. But he pops up and he sees Ron, Harry, and Peter Pettigrew walking down the corridor back to Gryffindor Tower. Now, it's kind of late at night, so Lupin goes, okay, Peter doesn't know that I know, unless he was listening, and he's going to try to scatter. So he immediately sends an owl to Sirius and James, saying, I found Peter. And he sends the map, so they can see the map at home and say, look, he's there. He is disguised as a rat. We need to get him. James and Sirius get to Hogsmeade almost immediately. They go up to the school. They'll tell Dumbledore, Peter's here. He is Ron's rat. We need to get him and bring him to justice. And Sirius like, no, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him what he did to Lily. And James is like, look, Sirius, I know you're pissed off. I know you're pissed off. I am pissed off too. I want to kill him as much as you do, but we can't. We need to bring him to justice, and he needs to serve his punishment. We at least need to bring him out in the open and say, look, we found Pettigrew. Let the Dementors kill him. Let him die that way. Well, not really die, just kind of be an empty shell. But, yes, they want to bring him to justice. So that morning, Harry and Ron are called to Dumbledore's office, and it is immediate of, why are my parents here? Why is my Uncle Sirius and my father here? And they both say, okay, we have a serious situation here. Ron, where's your rat? And he goes, I don't know, Scabbers, I couldn't find him this morning. He must have disappeared. So they pull the map out, put it right in Dumbledore's desk, and Dumbledore's like, what is this? And James goes, yeah, Dumbledore, when we were in school here, we kind of made this map so that we could sneak on a castle with Lupin when he was a werewolf and didn't get caught. So we created this map so we can keep an eye on things. It's a map of the whole school, shows all the students. We used the book, what's the book? The Book of Admittance. And it's kind of tied to that. So every time a new wizard's name is accepted in the Book of Admittance and goes to Hogwarts, their name automatically gets put on the map. See, you can see us here, and you can see Harry and Ron right here in the castle. We're going to use this to find Peter. So, Sirius and James go on a hunt in the castle. Dumbledore, Harry, and Ron are looking at the map, trying to track down Peter and trying to communicate with James and Sirius on where he is. Lupin joins in, and the three of them hunt down their old friend. They find Pettigrew on a map, heading towards the Whomping Willow. They then go to the Whomping Willow and track him down in the Shrieking Shack, where think of fun, Peter. Sirius tries to kill him. James stops him. Lupin binds him. They drag him out of the Whomping Willow, where he immediately turns into a rat and escapes. Well, yeah. So Harry didn't do what he did in the original book, where he basically saved his life. He just escapes. That is book 2 and book 3 of What If James Were to Survive. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time. Make sure you comment down below your thoughts on what would happen if James was still alive. And yeah, while you're down there, hit the join button, check out the merch store, check out all the other stuff down below. There's a ton of stuff we look at. Go check it out. And see you guys next time. Before you go, make sure you check out the first video if you haven't seen it yet, which I don't know why you'd be here watching end of part 2 if you haven't seen part 1 yet. But if you haven't, click part 1, which is right there, and part 3 will be right here. See you guys next time.